Hello and welcome back to Mentalism Monday. I'm Merlin Magic and I've got a really cool mentalism feat to show you today. I'm going to do a performance and then as always I'm going to show you how it's done. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. It's an impromptu psychic reading, so any people out there who like that kind of mediums and kind of that psychic bonds, you're going to love this trick because this trick is called psychic reading. So it's going to angle you down where all the action is. So first of all, like I said, this can be done with a spectator's deck. It can be borrowed, the spectator can be shuffling. And seeing as how my spectator hasn't arrived yet in the post, I'm just going to have to do it myself. So I can give it a few cuts like this. And then once your spectator's happy, or if they've been shuffling, that they're happy that the deck is well and truly shuffled, we'll begin the trick. So like I said, this is a really cool mentalism trick I'm going to try and perform for you guys today. So first of all, with most kind of mentalism tricks, I'm going to try and start out with a prediction. So I'm looking through the deck here, I'm just looking for a card I can kind of get a psychic bond with that's going to help me out for later on during the trick. Right, okay, I think I'm, yeah, okay. I think I'm starting to get an idea of what card's speaking out to me. Like sometimes you find that. I don't think it's in that half. I'm just going to place that down here. See. Yeah, that's the one I'm happy with. I'm going to place that down there in full view. That is not going to change throughout the whole trick. So now what we're going to get you to do, if there was a spectator present, I would get them. They can either think of a number, or I'm just going to start placing cards down like this, and you can say stop at any given moment, or they could have named a number if that's how you want to do it. It's totally up to your spectator. They have a free choice of when to say stop, and when you decide to say stop, we'll get rid of the rest of the deck so you know it's fair. So stop here. Are you sure? Do you want some more? Or do you want some from the bottom? Or you want some from the middle? Okay, let's place a few down here. I don't know how many that is. We're just going to get rid of the rest of the deck. So now you're happy we've come to a decision. My prediction's here. You've randomly selected a portion of the deck. Now what we're going to do to kind of randomise it still further, I'm going to start placing the pile down into two adjacent piles here. And we're just going to see what happens here. See whether we can come to, as we see, like I said at the beginning, I think I've got a psychic connection with my card I picked from the beginning, and it's going to help me identify some things. So here we go. We're just going to turn over for the first time, as you can see, the top two cards, see whether they mean anything. So we've got, can you see that there, guys? We've got the Six of Clubs and the Ace of Hearts. Does that mean anything to you? No. I've got to say I agree, that doesn't actually mean anything to me. Let's just see whether my prediction here, so we just let them speak, let the cards speak, build up that psychic connection, and I think, sorry, yeah, okay. Here we go. So we've got the Six of Clubs and the Ace of Hearts. My prediction here has just told me to, for this we're going to look at the suit, so we're going to take the hearts from this pile. So we've got the hearts, and we're going to take the value from this portion of the deck, which is the 6. So he's told me to put them together, so that makes the 6 of Hearts. And my prediction, the one that I had a psychic connection to from the very beginning, was the 6 of Hearts. And that is the performance, guys. I hope you enjoyed this new mentalism trick. If you did, make sure you've already subscribed if you haven't done already. Like the video. You know, give it a huge thumbs up. I'm going to get straight into the tutorial so you guys can go out and perform this. So like I said, this is an impromptu mentalism trick, so the deck can really be shuffled. There's no setup, there's no order or anything like that. So it can even be a borrowed deck. So again, the spectator can thoroughly shuffle the cards. And what's so deceptive about this trick is more about the story you create. The stronger you make the story, I think it makes the trick even more powerful. So the first thing you do is, if you remember in my performance, I said I'm going to start looking through the cards, which I am. They are all different. And so I'm looking for a card that's speaking out to me, something I can build a psychic connection from. Some cards are more psychic than others. So again, that's just the pattern. All I'm doing is I've started from the bottom. You can start from the top. All you're doing here in the exposed view is you're looking for the first two cards, but that actually won't work. I'll let you know in a minute. So that's the Eight of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts. So what you're doing is you're taking the value from the first card in the deck, which is the Eight of Hearts. You're then taking the suit from the second, which happens to be a heart. So because you've made the prediction card in the first two, you can't actually use that. So if this happens, and it does happen, guys, is you'll just go and you'll take the first one like that and go, I think I've got my prediction, then go, actually no, place that back into the deck so that reorders the first two cards, and then look here, and again we've got the Jack of Hearts. Again, that won't work, so I'll just place that down at the bottom. So sometimes this happens. So here we go, just so you can see it, guys. So if this does happen to you, you keep doing that until you come to the two cards where you can make the value of the card. So the Nine of Clubs, so it's the value from the first card, the suit from the second, so Nine of Clubs. Because none of these are the Nine of Clubs, I can then go out and find the Nine of Clubs, and that's going to be my prediction card, and you'll see why in a minute. I dubbed this as a mentalism trick or a psychic trick, but all this is a maths trick. It's just a very clever. So here we go, found the Nine of Clubs. I then take the Nine of Clubs as my prediction card, and you see, I've built up a psychic bond with this one. I think that this is going to help me later on in the trick. You retain the position of the top two cards. You don't alter them, otherwise this won't work. So you've got your prediction card, the Nine of Clubs here. You've got the Nine of Hearts and the Three of Clubs on the top two positions, 1 and 2. You then ask the spectator, you can either ask them for a number, their favourite number. So they say 9. You'd go 9 cards down, or like I did, to start placing cards down. Once you've cleared the first two, you're safe. Because you want to make sure you get the first two cards down, which is going to make up the prediction card. Once you've done that, so once you've got to the third, fourth, fifth card, excuse me, they can then have a free choice of stopping at any moment. Say they stop here, say they wanted about 9 cards, so we get rid of the rest of the deck like you saw. The spectator will not know that the first two cards are going to make up the prediction card. They're now on the bottom. This is what's called reverse counting, or reversing the order of the deck. By placing them in 2 piles, we're now bringing the 2 cards we want from the bottom up to the top, and we're using the disguise of, we're just going to randomize the cards even further, so we come to 2 random cards at the top, and that will logically explain why we are placing them into 2 piles like that. You then turn them over. You can look back at my performance and you can see what I said. You can see, this card's built up a psychic. So before, you can either reveal them straight away and say, does this mean anything to you? And the spectator will say no. And you can either agree with them, or you can say, I think I know why. I kind of waved it over here just to make it look like the bond was being made. You don't have to do that. You can just say, take the 9, the value from this card, which is the 9, the suit from this pile, which is the club, together we'll make that into the 9 of Clubs. Does that seem like a fair and random predicted card? The spectator will say yes. You then reveal that somehow this card has spoken to you with its psychic powers and managed to create this amazing effect. So if you enjoyed this mentalism effect, please, like I said, give it a huge thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed this mentalism trick here for Mentalism Monday. I'm going to be uploading again on Wednesday. It's going to be a kind of a regular card trick, which I hope you guys will enjoy. So I've been Merlin Magic, you've been my fantastic audience, and I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.